It can be really frustrating when you feel like you should be better than you are right now. I've been going through this with guitar, and so I wanted to share things that I'm learning in case it helps you out a little bit. Hey y'all, I'm Amy. This is in my indie vlog. I'm just kind of sharing the process of making an EP, and I've been working on a song lately, trying to get the guitar part recorded, and I have just realized that I'm not as good as I used to be. I used to play guitar a lot more often. That's my dog. I forgot to take her tags off again. Mentioned that in another video. I have just been dealing with some health issues the last couple of years and have not really been playing guitar as much. And I can tell. I can really tell the difference. So I'm still wanting to practice but make new music at the same time. And so I wanted to share 5 ways that I'm currently working on getting better at guitar right now, plus a couple of bonus tips. And then at the end of the video, I'll give an update on my EP like I've been doing in my other videos. So this video will be a little different, but I hope that it can really be helpful to some people because I can totally relate and I know what it feels like. So here we go. First, I would recommend finding a YouTuber. One thing that I've been doing that's helped me a lot is I found a YouTuber. I hope I'm saying her name right. I think it's Beatrix. But I've been leaning more toward classical guitar. I just like the way that you hold a guitar is a lot more comfortable. I really like finger picking. So from her channel, she has like a playlist that's, beginner guitar tips, which I feel like a beginner in a lot of ways right now. So I'll leave a link to that in the description. But for an example, I hope I get enough of the guitar in the shot here, but like, I've been working on my posture and that's been helping a lot. So like one thing with classical guitar, I love like you try to keep this kind of level here. I'm just like giving a basic overview of things I've been working on from her videos. But the reason I like it is because it's a lot easier to like keep your wrist straight. It's a little bit harder when, the capo is up so high, but that's one thing that's a lot easier. So that's something I've been trying to work on, my posture. 2, one thing that I've been doing for a long time, picking, is anchoring my pinky. Probably if you look at some of my other videos, you'll notice if I'm playing guitar, my pinky is either anchored here or like there. And she really recommends not doing that because you just have like more control with your hand. For example, another thing I've been doing is like, I don't know if you can see my hand, but when I pluck, I kind of have been bouncing my hand, and she says to really try to keep your hand still and not bounce it. Again, you just have more control. Sorry, we have a kitten that used to be outside in this room right now, so I'm just keeping an eye on her, making sure she's not eating cords. Anyway, so that's something I've been working on. And it's made a huge difference. And honestly, like if I had been, I was willing to like put my pride down and be like, okay, I just need to like watch beginner videos and practice what it says. And I've seen a huge improvement since then. So whether you're a beginner guitarist or, whatever instrument you're working on, or like you used to play, but you haven't played in a long time for whatever reason, maybe you had to like get a job and, work a 9-to-5 kind of thing. So you haven't had as much time for guitar. Maybe you've had health issues like me. Just don't be afraid to like find a YouTuber that resonates with you. I really like her. I like classical guitar. I like her vibe. So just find somebody that is making videos that click with you and really implement and practice what they say. Okay, the next thing that I'm obviously working on and that I recommend is to record yourself, even if it's just a voice memo on your phone. If you can, if you have a DAW and a simple setup like I have here, it obviously picks up a lot more. So it's a lot easier to tell like when you kind of miss something or what you need to work on, but you can just record on your phone as well. And I mean, I'm honestly pretty amazed at the microphones on phones now. It's really impressive. So yeah, just record yourself and listen back. One of the best ways to get immediate feedback is by doing this. So as I'm recording this EP, that is something, I tried recording the guitar part once and I just didn't really get the take, and I was like, okay, I'll just call this a practice session. And being able to like listen back to what I played, I could isolate what I needed to work on, like the areas of the song that I needed to work on, and like my picking, things like that. So that is a really, really helpful way to do it. The third thing that I recommend, that I'm obviously doing right now as well, is to write new songs. Even if you have like other songs in production that you're trying to work on, I really recommend, if you can, just like sit around and like noodle for a little bit, try to write new progressions. And especially if you're like me and you're writing by ear, I highly recommend writing a progression and then afterwards figuring out what it is that you wrote. It's just really going to help you in your understanding of what you're writing, what you're playing. I plan on doing this. I'm going to make another episode in the future about going through my songs and how I'm figuring out what it is I'm playing and kind of my process. Hopefully that will be helpful to you guys. So obviously keep an eye out for that in the future. But that is another way that I think is being really helpful for me as I'm trying to get back into playing guitar. Also, writing songs obviously is fun. It's just kind of a way to get yourself to practice. I mean, I really like writing songs, so it's a way to get yourself to practice and, be motivated to do it. Speaking of I really like writing songs, but another way that I plan on getting better at guitar is to play cover songs. I mean, don't necessarily have plans on like busking or playing in a cafe or anything like that. I might end up throwing some of them on this YouTube channel. So if you have any requests, no Freebird, but let me know in the comments if you have something that you want me to play. I'll see if I can figure it out and post that. Honestly, I used to have some kind of weird aversion to like playing cover songs and learning to play cover songs. I kind of was like, I don't want to post videos of me playing cover songs. I don't want to like go somewhere and play cover songs, because I, for some reason, was thinking I would get stuck as like the cover song artist. Like you only get known for other people's songs and nobody hears your songs. But I have been realizing that this is actually normal and necessary. Like, I was a huge Beatles fan growing up, and recently it just like clicked for me. I was like, their album Please Please Me is like, at least, I mean, I feel like it's like half cover songs. I don't know. And when they played live, I mean, they played like tons of like, the 50s rock and roll kind of songs. So yeah, I think that it's really normal for bands to do it, artists to do it, and it's a way for you to learn how to play something that you normally wouldn't play. And I think that is going to be really helpful. So that's one of the main reasons that I want to do it. And then two, again, trying to get better at like either reading music or understanding the theory that's going on in the song. I think it'll be really helpful for that as well. And lastly, I'll be honest, I have not been super great about this since I started the EP, but I think one really good way to work on getting better at guitar is to sight read. Might not be the most fun, but I think it's really necessary, especially if you're like me and you do play by ear and you want to get better at like mastering your instrument. I guess I think it's pretty vital to do this. So I am gonna, oh goodness, Paloma. So yeah, this is something that I plan on implementing, even like 15 to 30 minutes a day. I think is going to make a huge difference. So personally, I'm working on this book, A Modern Method for Guitar. It's got volumes 1, 2, and 3 all in it. I'll leave a link in the description. At the time of filming this video, it's not going to be an affiliate link, but it might be an affiliate link in the future. It's not going to cost you anything extra, and it will just help support this channel. So, yeah. Anyway, I was working on this before I started working on my EP, and I could already tell a huge improvement when I was doing it. So I really need to get back into doing it. You know, maybe if you guys think it would be helpful for me to make a video where I kind of walk through how I plan my routine and plan my days. I'm really big on like goal planning and like system development, planning routines, things like that. So if that's something that would be helpful, let me know. And I'll probably plan on making a video about that in the future as well. All right, so those are my 5 tips. I'll again just kind of give a brief walkthrough and then I'll give you my bonus tips. So find a YouTuber that you like that explains things in a way that makes sense to you and really work on implementing, you know, a handful of things that they say. Record yourself, even if it's on your phone. If you have a DAW that you can record yourself on, that's great. And then listen back and isolate weaknesses and isolate places where you can improve. Next is to write new songs. Even if you're working on another project in production right now, spend a little bit of time just playing around with chords and writing new songs. And if you are writing by ear, then take some time to figure out what chords you're playing and how those chords relate to each other. And the 4th way that I recommend working on getting better on your instrument is to play cover songs, just so you can play in a way that's probably different than what you normally do. And again, you can kind of work on understanding the chords and their relationships to one another. And then lastly, practice sight reading. Might not be the most fun for everybody, but I highly recommend it because I know when I do it, I can see huge improvements really fast. So yeah, those are my 5 tips. And then one of my bonus tips is to take care of your health. Might seem kind of random, but one thing that I've noticed, especially like in an actual recording session, is how weak my arms have gotten and how I get tired kind of fast. So I need to build up my endurance. I need to build up my strength. So one way that I did that, I got a couple of like little free weights. So I'm just going to start lifting, like doing exercises with these weights every morning. I know you probably, you're going to be working muscles that are very unique to playing your instrument, which is why obviously just playing your instrument helps, and that's what the first 5 tips are about. But even just like giving it some kind of boost and some kind of help, I notice like my triceps get really tired, my forearms get really tired. That is one thing that I'm going to work on more, and I highly recommend other people do as well. I know too, like when I sing, like working on my breath support and like my lung strength is really important. There's kind of like a party culture in a lot of the music industry, and people kind of want to live that rock and roll lifestyle. I don't know where you are in your life or what your perspective on making and playing music is, what your goals are, but I've lived that life in a lot of ways, and I know actually that it doesn't make me a better musician, doesn't make me a better singer. I can perform much better when my body is taken care of and when my mind is taken care of. So I just highly recommend, please take care of your body. It'll really help and you'll notice a big difference. My other bonus tip is not to be too hard on yourself. So I obviously struggle with this a lot. One of the main ideas with this EP that I'm making is to kind of punch perfectionism in the face, learn to be okay with my imperfections, and learn to be patient with myself, and to kind of fight back a little bit on like all the auto-tune, auto-time, highly produced stuff that comes out now. I've read a lot and heard a lot, and the Bible talks about it too, which I think is really cool, but like you really need to be careful with your words and with your mind and your thoughts. The Bible talks about taking your thoughts captive. The context is to the obedience of Christ, and I truly believe that the Bible is full of wisdom, but honestly, even if you're not a Christian, I think that it's wise to just be careful about what you think and how you perceive things. And I know that I struggle with talking down to myself a lot, and as a Christian I'm trying to get better about like, okay, no, I'm a daughter of God, I'm an heir with Christ. But yeah, just be patient. It's going to take time, but try to find things to be grateful for. Try to find ways that you are improving. You can even keep a journal about like ways that you see, you're improving on your guitar or whatever instrument that you're trying to work on. Gratitude journals help me a lot. I know this maybe can sound kind of woo or whatever, but yeah, that's my last bonus tip, is to just don't be too hard on yourself and try to have fun with it. That's actually I also need to practice this myself, because I did get the guitar recorded for my second song. I don't know that I feel happy with it. It could be very easy for me to get frustrated. I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to do some comping, like take, other sections from different recording parts and smooth it out a little bit. I kind of go back and forth. I'm like, well, they've been doing that forever. That's not a modern thing. I'm also trying not to do too much production stuff on it, editing. So we'll see. But I did get it done. So, I'm also learning these lessons as I go. I hope that they're helpful to you, and know that I am coming from a place of humility, because I genuinely feel like I'm, in the boat with you guys. And I hope that we can take this journey together and learn together and encourage one another. That is one of my big goals for doing this vlog. So yeah, I'm gonna get the vocals recorded next for this song, and then I'm still thinking about doing the waterfall release strategy. So yep, I'll probably be doing a video about that very soon. And yeah, I guess that's kind of where I am. I know, this video is a little bit different, but I hope that it is really helpful and encouraging to some of you guys out there who might be in a similar place as me right now with your music or whatever it is you're working on. I know these are very specific to music, but probably many of the tips can be applied to whatever it is that you're working on. So I hope that you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time.